What up? What up? What up? What up, sports world? You already know it's Wednesday, and that means it's world class Wednesdays on the ones and twos. I'm Andre the Torch Robinson, the fire starter. Obviously, about to put down a phenomenal show once again. I got my guy from the El Paso area, the El Paso, Texas area, Clovis, New Mexico's own. Uh, Mr. Friday Night Lights itself, Mr. Coffee Talk itself. Marcus the Alphabet is in the building. What's good?
What's good, family? What's goody? What's goody, man? Got a lot of sports going on, a lot of stuff to talk about, some interesting stuff that pops up. NBA playoffs, hockey playoff. Hey, hockey, torch, hockey. But no, I know that there's a lot of people out there. It's an exciting time. It's a downtime in football. We just had the draft or whatnot, but there's still some stuff going on. Playoffs for hockey, playoffs for basketball, and just some interesting stuff going on, man. So, we're, chop it up for a little bit. What's going on, Dwayne, Melissa? What's good? See, Melissa said I'll only be able to watch for a little bit before having to hop in the
So,
shower and head
Marcus,
to
the
work.
Alphabets, man. Listen, you talked to me earlier. I listened to Coffee Talk earlier.
Okay.
I listened to the whole thing, the entire
Okay.
thing from A to Z.
Okay.
Um, Go ahead and shoot. You said there's some interesting stuff to talk about. Ask me a question about anything you want to ask as far as sports right
Okay.
now. Currently,
Well,
ask
well,
me.
I talked about it. I talked about it a little bit, and I'm not going to beat a dead horse. Keep it coming for hockey. No, I know for especially the Buffalo area and Torch. I know. Look, guys, just straight from Jump Street, got to let y'all know that my guy Torch, this isn't our normal time to do this because uh, we try to do a little bit later, but because Dre's going to be doing the actual Buffalo Sabres game. Congratulations on making it to the second round of the Stanley Cup playoffs. So we're trying to get this info out before then. So bear with us, like and share the show, and it's all good. Dre, I know you got to do this show and then get dressed and head over to the ice rink. So we'll try to get this done. But this morning, being from the Buffalo area and a lot of the drama that was going on, Stefan Diggs, this morning talked a little bit about it. He has been in the news, former Bills wide receiver Stefan Diggs. Um, I said something this morning. I wonder what your thought was on this. I had some people in my inbox like, "Oh, Marcus, I don't agree with you on this." So I wanted to know what your take was on this. Now we all know the situation with Stefan Diggs and some of the trouble him and his brother have gotten into. And I said this morning, uh, I don't think that the Diggs brothers love football. I think that the Diggs brothers are more interested in what football can do for them, what it can provide for them, the money, the contracts, the notoriety or fame, the women, the parties, the baby mamas, all of that, dating rappers and models and stuff like that. Uh, your thoughts on it and with this case that he had going on. Your thoughts on that case, and also, my statement this morning as far as the Diggs brothers not really loving football. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, first and foremost, I want to say shout out to everybody again. Yes, we will be at KeyBank Center tonight. We will be at KeyBank Center for the electrifying game one to the second round of the Stanley Cup playoffs, where the Buffalo Sabres have landed a battle with the Montreal Habs. That's what they call them. The nickname, the Habs, the Canadians. Tonight it will be a USA versus Canada. We love that rivalry, USA versus Canada type feel for the next however long. Hopefully, it's only 4 games and the Sabres sweep them. But um, I will be down there for game 1. I also will be down there for game 2 Friday night as well. So it will be a phenomenal time, an electric time. And I want to make sure that I highlight that first before I get to talking about this. Because right off the jump, folks, y'all about to get a Marcus Betts impression. Y'all ready? Y'all ready for the impression? What I'm about to say, y'all will not like what I got to say about this, but I want y'all to bear with me. So when I heard about this, first and foremost, Marcus the Alphabets and myself, we have taken pride in having conversations from a journalistic standpoint, which means you don't jump for the bait without having the full facts. If you do not have the full facts, do not be the person. Do not be the media pundit. Don't be the I want a podcast so I can get some viewers and think I can make a quick buck off of a story. Don't be that person, because in this general world and society that we live in now, people keep receipts. So when you say stuff or you talk trash or you down or demean somebody before having the facts, you are susceptible and liable to get 1, backlash, 2, scrutiny, 3, you're going to have to make a retraction, and 4, you're probably going to embarrass yourself and look kind of stupid for doing so.
And if you got a big enough platform,
And if
you
you
could
got
be
a big enough
sued. You're
platform,
gonna get sued.
you might get sued. Yeah, somebody might be like, you know what? I might be able to
Yeah.
benefit off of this
Yeah.
before
Yeah.
let me
Yeah.
sue you. But you know what? I'm gonna take it even deeper. And this is where a lot of folks may not like what I got to say. But by the show of hands, have you ever judged somebody before you got the facts?
I think
I'm just
everybody
wondering.
has. I think everybody has.
Watch out. Watch out. That see
Yeah,
see
I
that
think
reaction.
everybody has.
Watch
Yeah,
this.
I think
Have you
everybody.
ever judged somebody without having the full facts? Have you ever made a decision on somebody without having the full facts? Have you ever treated somebody differently without having all the facts?
Dre,
If
you know what
you
you sound
have,
like right now? Dre, you know what you sound like right now?
go
You
ahead.
sound like the Brandy song. Have you ever? You sound like the Brandy song.
Mm-hmm. Which I plan on making Marcus bring out the closest thing to brandy, which is that peach drink that he liked to drink on shows when I mentioned certain names or people or But if you have, I'm just saying this and this is not to judge, but we as a society have to stop doing that with people. You can miss out on a lot of great people over something somebody done said because they had an agenda and you bit the bait and took the banana peel and slipped on it without knowing the facts. We all have to stop doing that. And that includes me. If I've done it before, I'm sure in past I've done it before. But we have to stop doing that as a society and as a culture. We have to do better. As far as the Stefon Diggs thing, she lied. Again, receipts. Receipts trump everything nowadays. Like, perfect example, they asked her what her pain tolerance, what her pain was. You know how they ask you your pain level?
She said 10, didn't she? She said 10, didn't she?
It was raw. Yeah. Go ahead, Marcus. And it was a video of her dancing around. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, she was straight up doing back that thing up, And look, I talked about it a little bit this morning as far as this is why it's so imperative that you are very protective of your character and your reputation. And luckily for him,
To say, I might start a debate with this.
okay.
Marcus,
Yeah.
honestly, I get. So
I'm not
get
trying to
it.
get religious. I'm not trying to get religious
No.
on you.
I get wanting to protect your image.
Not your
I get
image,
it.
because the image
Or your
is a
record,
lot of time. No, your character,
your character.
not
I
not
get
not
it.
your no,
Oh,
because
okay.
your character, not your image. Sometimes some people they play like they're a billionaire playboy. Okay,
Mm-hmm,
your character.
mm-hmm.
There's a reason. There's a reason why nobody knows that Batman is Bruce Wayne, because he puts out an image that he's billionaire playboy. They're like, there's no way a guy like this who dates 4 women at the same time and drives around in Lamborghinis and does all of this stuff that he does. He does that on purpose to throw people off. Your character, the people who really know you, your image and your character are two different. Your image and your character are two different things. Your image, and they can both be the same thing, but they're not all the time. Your character, for the people who really know you. So if somebody says, just just bear with me on this. Dre is a Dre is a drug addict. He be running the street selling drugs. The people that know you are going to be like, nah, that ain't him, because Dre worked 3 or 4 jobs. He ain't got no. This dude's over here. He's DJing on the weekend. There ain't no way he got time to do all this. He's doing, on Wednesday night, Dre is out selling drugs. But when he's doing a show, and tonight he's going to go do the Sabres game. So your character and your reputation and and all of that. Not to get religious on everybody, but it even says that in the Bible about your character and a good name. Same thing. You're a good name. Right now, Stephon Diggs and his brother Trayvon, their image and their character is like they're goofballs, and that they don't take this seriously. And that's a very dangerous place to be, because here's the thing about it. His image also is that he's a womanizer. So a lot of the stuff that she was saying, if he didn't have those videos, Dre, just same thing with Tyreek Hill a few years ago when the Chiefs were going to cut him, when he was still at the height of his powers. His baby mama said that he was beating her up. And then we saw the text messages saying that she was like trying to basically blackmail him. Okay. Fortunately for him, there were people and there were recordings and things like that contested that, because his name is so stained and sullied. He's very lucky. He's very lucky for that. He's very lucky for that. So this is a teaching moment to be cautious of how you conduct yourself, because the people's image of you, people's thoughts of you is you're kind of a goofball. You don't take football serious. You're doing pink powder, and you're dating Cardi B while she's still married to Offset, and you're doing all of this crazy stuff. You're arguing with Josh Allen. You're arguing with the Buffalo Bills front office. It's just a bad look that could have cost him his freedom. It could have cost him his freedom and a whole bunch of money. I can't hear you. Your sound is
breaking down image and character. I just want to say that you're right. There is a difference between the two in some forms, in some ways. Image is what you put out. Character is who you are. Melissa, you're right. With character comes integrity. I'm gonna be very honest, and this may strike some people wrong when I say this, but there comes a point in your life where you have to stop caring what people think anyway.
That's true. But here,
if you are comfortable, if you are comfortable and you know who you are as a person, sometimes all the outside noise. Marcus Herring said it best earlier. sometimes you can't allow everybody in, because that's where people make their assumptions. They have their agendas. They have their reasonings for why they want to think the way they do about
That's
you.
true, but
You
I
can't.
think we're
You can't.
I think we're misinterpreting this though, Dre. What is what is Mike Vrabel's image? What was
Oh
his
well.
image?
Again,
What was it? What was
again,
it?
character.
Hang on. What was his image and the perception of his character until about a month ago?
Oh, that he was cool, clean cut
Clean cut,
Christian.
family and football and faith and God and Jesus is my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. And I'm smashing Diana Rossini on the side. So again, your image, I don't care what nobody thinks about me. Well, guess what? Here, unfortunately, I get it. I get it. You cannot live your life as by other people's thoughts of you. But at the same token, unless you're self-employed and you don't have to answer to nobody, when you're a preacher or you're a teacher or you're a police officer or you're in the military or you're a cop, your image, it does matter what other people think of you. I'm the pastor of this church and I'm smashing all of the congregation. Okay, that's not so.
Right.
You're saying, well, I don't care what nobody thinks.
There's extents and levels to that. I'm just saying there's levels to that. You going on a different.
No. But I'm saying that when people say I don't care what nobody thinks, when you're in a position of authority, if somebody says Dre is a thief, and that's what people think of you, and your job is loss prevention, or you're a thief and you work at a bank. You see what I'm saying? For people to say, well, I don't care what nobody thinks of me. Well, that kind of matters because you're around thousands or hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars and you can't be trusted. So just saying, well, I don't care what nobody thinks of me. Well, that kind of matters.
Right. I'm saying when you get to a certain point in life about certain things, I'm not talking about, you're talking about the financial business aspect, the work aspect. I get what you're saying though. I do agree with you what you're saying. I don't have a disagreement on that. I think there's as you say levels. Oh well, a lot of people say there's levels to certain things. Certain things you just can't give energy because energy is a part of image and character too. I think a lot of people fail to realize that what energy you put out is a part of character and image too. I don't want to be around somebody who puts out bad energy all the time. I don't want to be around somebody who puts out toxic energy. That's a part of character too.
Yeah.
So I'm just that's all I'm saying. I'm saying I'm looking at it from multiple angles. I'm bringing a different angle to it.
Okay.
And in this case, I mean, Stefon Diggs, obviously he's a buffoon. I mean,
and his brother.
He wasn't just smashing Cardi B. Hold on. He wasn't just smashing Cardi B. He was smashing his personal assistant. He was smashing his chef. He was smashing every female with a BBW. Or I'm sorry, BBL or BBW. He was smashing them.
He had 3 to 4 women pregnant at the same time.
And you're smashing Cardi B. Man. And again, I think we had this conversation about emotional maturity, right? We had this, right? About emotional maturity and not, to be honest, we've had this conversation about sexual maturity too. And again, there's levels to it. I'm not going to judge nobody on what they do. What they do outside of in their personal life is one thing. What you do on the field, we talk sports, is another. So
yeah, I agree with that too. But we have to also look at this too, Dre. And I was talking about this a little bit this morning, and I wanted to know what your thoughts were on this. One of my supervisors used to say to me is, "Don't let your lifestyle affect your livelihood." That means we pay. Part of being a professional athlete is also how you conduct yourself off the field. Just plain and simple, because you're suspended for doing certain things, then you're not a good teammate. If I need you and we're in the playoffs and you're suspended for however many games, or how you conduct yourself, you're fighting and getting a bunch of technicals. I can't rely on you. If you're catching DV cases and SA cases, even though that didn't happen on the field, that still affects me. That affects me.
Also, by the way, we don't condone DV or SA at all.
No doubt about it. Also, even though, look, I said it this morning, being a freak is not illegal. Okay? Nope. Being a swinger.
Mind your business. Remember what I tell y'all? Didn't I say what I say last week? I'm gonna say it again. Mind your business. Mind your business.
But if you're standing in front of players, Mike Vrabel, talking about how your entire life, your entire existence is faith, football, and you're not living up to that standard, it comes off as empty, and then that can create ripples in the locker room, because it's like you're not practicing what you preach. You would suspend me or cut a guy. You would suspend me or cut me because you said that I am a distraction to the team. As soon as the Super Bowl was over, they got rid of Diggs because they say he's a distraction. How much of a distraction is Mike Vrabel and Dianna Russini for the Patriots organization? We also talked about how not everyone is extended grace, because they're, this guy, he's a bad dude. Okay, well, as far as I know, Stephon Diggs ain't married. If you want to date, if you want to date 5 women at the same time and get 3 or 4 women pregnant at the same time, is it good optics? No, but it's not illegal. You're married and you're up here messing around with Dianna Russini, who's also married. It's said that her husband sent out a private investigator, and you're standing in front of players. You know, her career is basically ruined, and you still get to go on like, life just goes on. You buying sweatsuits and stuff for your wife, and you get to keep his only real penance has been you didn't get to be there for the draft. That's really been his only penance. He ain't been fined nothing. He ain't lost nothing. He ain't losing his job. So it's just we got to give people grace, man.
So of course he didn't do nothing to him. And again, complexion for the protection. I keep saying this constantly. Of course. I mean, look at what happened to Michigan's coach. Look at what happened to Stephon Diggs. We talked about the James Pierce thing and ad nauseum last week.
Why did the Celtics old coach get fired? The one who was married to Nia Long.
Again, complexion for the protection. But I will say this: the league said that that's a personal matter and that's to the team. But you got people who getting fired left and right for it. It just shows what kind of integrity that team has, to be honest. So, I mean, if you don't want to do nothing if you don't want to stand for something, you'll fall for anything. That's what I've learned. If you don't want to stand for something, you'll fall for anything, right? So it is what it is on that. Stephon Diggs, as far as he's concerned, I hope he learned something from this. Maybe
could have lost his freedom.
I tell you what you should have learned. No, I tell you. See, folks ain't gonna say it, but I'll be blunt enough to say it. Keep your dick in your pants, boy. That's what you need to learn, how to keep your dick in your pants. How about that? I said it. Yeah, and no excerpts, no blurts, no nothing. YouTube, you can take care of that. If you feel like that's too explicit of a word, go ahead and do it. But I'm gonna be honest with you. Keep it in your pants, player. You don't know how to keep it in your pants. You see something and it automatically want to jump to something. That's too many problems. I'm gonna be honest with you. There's way too many problems in this world to be wanting to jump in everybody's pants. There's way too much to do in this world to be wanting to jump in everybody in their mama's pants.
Way too much to catch too.
And that too. Okay, like come on now. And I feel like you were saying earlier, black men, we got to be better. Men in general, we got to be better. Men got to be better at that. We definitely got to be better at that, because if you're gonna do all that stuff, you should know the game. And the game is crazy nowadays. The game is crazy. She definitely was gonna get him though. She was trying to get money off him, big money. She said, "Oh, he got Melissa." You asked what drives these women to him? His money. I can't speak for anything else. Because first of all, I don't judge men, number one. And number two, I don't know, nor do I care about his sexual prowess. So that's not my business or concern. But the money, probably. The lifestyle, like you said, Marcus said it. I mean, some people love the lifestyle. They don't love the game. They love the lifestyle they could get out of it. All right? That very well could be the case. I mean, it is what it is. Have self-control over emotions. You're right, Dwayne. They supposed to. Some people supposed to. You also are supposed to know and actually research and do stuff and not just jump to what anybody say either. And that's what we talking about.
Here's the other thing too. He could be such an example. I expect this behavior
from who?
And I expect the type of Diggs behavior that he's having right now for some guy on his first contract, a guy who's been in the league a couple of years. Dude, you're like 33 years old, 34 years old, which, for professional wide receiver age, that's like old. And then you see a guy like Jackson Smith-Njigba, who after 2 or 3 years, they're like, we want this guy on our team, give him a long-term deal and make him the highest paid receiver. And he wonders, and Diggs wonders why now. I think it would be fair to say he will never get a long-term deal again. Everything he gets from this time forward is going to be incentive-based, behavioral-based, behavioral clauses in his contract that dictates, him going forward. He will never get another contract, one, for the age, but secondly, all of the other things that go along with Stefon Diggs, the behavioral issues, the outbursts, fighting with Josh Allen, you're fighting with Josh Allen. I made him. Well, I'll say this. We got to give Josh Allen his props too. Josh Allen kind of made you too. When you were in Minnesota, you're playing with Case Keenum. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to take anything away from Josh Allen. I don't want to take anything away from Diggs. I think they were good together. I don't care how good of a wide receiver you are. If your quarterback can't get you the ball, it doesn't matter. I don't care how good of a quarterback you are. If the wide receiver doesn't run the correct routes and catch the ball, it doesn't matter how good of a quarterback you are. I think they both made each other better, made each other all-pro type players. But you're fighting with him. You're fighting with the Bills organization. My dad has a saying that goes, I've carried it with me throughout most of my life. He said, when you go places and every time you go somewhere, there's issues, maybe it's not everybody else. You had issues with the Vikings. You had issues with the Bills. You had issues with the Texans. You had issues with the Patriots. If I'm an organization who needs a veteran wide receiver, let's keep it a buck. If you're a team that's on the cusp and you need a veteran wide receiver, I would rather have a guy like DeAndre Hopkins, who's not as good as what he used to be, but he's gonna be on time. He's gonna be professional. I would rather have a guy who's maybe not as great of a route runner as Diggs is. I'd rather have a Deebo Samuel. I'd rather have a Brandon Cooks, an older receiver who's not what they used to be, but I know they're going to be professional. I'm not going to have to deal with all of the other extracurricular stuff, and he's just going to come with his lunchbox and come to work and do what he's got to do.
What you saying? Absolutely. And again, it's all self-inflicted. Again, accountability is a big thing too. People got to learn how to take accountability. Even though he didn't get charged and he got acquitted, I hope Stefon Diggs takes accountability for his actions. A lot of people have issues with taking accountability for actions. We gotta be better at that too.
No doubt, man.
Gotta be better at taking accountability for actions.
these teams, when you're younger, they'll tolerate a lot of stuff because you're an all pro type player. But
Hold on, but Marcus, wait a minute. Before we even get into all this all pro type and analytics on titles, and first and foremost, sir, there's presidents who can't keep the emotional.
I wasn't gonna go there. I wasn't
gonna go there. See, again, I'll go there. I'm the fire starter for a reason. Yeah. I'll go there. That's fine.
Yeah.
There's presidents out here who can't get it right either. There's presidents who 50, 60, 70 years old can't get it right. So again, it's in you, it's in the person. It's a will. If you want to do that, like, can't nobody make you do that. You have to want that for yourself. And I hope that's something that he wants for himself.
Let me ask you this.
Is a bad player? Yeah. Is he a bad player on the field? No.
He's decent. Last year he had 1,013 yards. But it goes back to that old thing where they'll tolerate a lot of stuff when you're all pro. When you're look, this guy, he can go out and drink all night, and then tomorrow he's going to come up and put up 150 yards and 10 catches. But as you get older, so right now, let's do a little exercise, Dre. We have 3 receivers that are free agents right now, okay? Tyreek Hill, Stephon Diggs, and Deebo Samuel. If you could only take one of them, which one are you taking? Right now at this stage in their career, today, Stephon Diggs, Tyreek Hill, and Deebo Samuel. Right now, all 3 of them are free agents right now, and all 3 of them have, some things that are hanging over here. I was going to put AB in there. I think AB's done. I don't think he'll play another down. But I do think Diggs will play again. I think that Tyreek will play again. And I think Deebo will play again. Right now, all 3 of them are free agents. If you can only take one of those guys with the baggage that they have with them, who are you taking? And I pose that question to the chat too, to the comment section.
Put up it. Go ahead. So I was going, before you said with, which is an attachment to, I was going to answer it in 2 different parts, but because you added the with, my answer is Deebo Samuel. Because you said with, it's got to be Deebo Samuel because he's the least of the dramatic of the 3. Most talent. See, again, to me.
But you got to take it.
You can be talented, but if you can't keep your ass out of court and you like on the cusp of getting locked up constantly, on the cusp of spending jail time and not even being on, I got to take Deebo Samuel. Unfortunately, and it's sad to say that because Tyreek Hill is such a great talent and Stephon Diggs has shown he's been a really good talent, but I'm taking Deebo.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And I was going to say the same thing. All 3 of them are free agents right now. And what these players don't understand, or maybe they do understand, is that these GMs, they talk. The owners talk, just like the players talk and the agents talk. The GMs talk, and it's like, I don't want to deal with this crap. Especially if you're a guy who's like teetering on maybe being fired. You're teetering on maybe being fired. Your guy Matt LaFleur, could he take somebody like Stephon Diggs?
Don't start your nonsense, Mark. You know what? Go ahead and say that again. I'll put you on a big screen. Go ahead and say that again. Go ahead.
Matt LaFleur. I think he's somebody who's on the hot seat. I think a guy like Nick Sirianni is on the hot seat. I'm not bringing Stephon Diggs or Tyreek Hill into there where they could possibly get me fired. If the Packers don't make the playoffs, or they get eliminated early in the playoffs, or if Nick Sirianni, the Eagles don't make the playoffs or get eliminated, or like let's say the Giants win the NFC East, you're getting fired. I'm not bringing somebody in that could jeopardize that. So that again, I'm placing this. I'm asking all you guys out there that are in the comment section. We got 3 wide receivers that are that are free agents right now that have some baggage attached to them. If you had to choose between Deebo Samuel, Tyreek Hill, and Stephon Diggs to bring onto your team to possibly get you over the hump, who are you taking? And for me, I'm taking Deebo. Even though as a wide receiver, route runner, catching the ball or whatnot, I think he's probably the least talented out of all of them. But at least I know that he's not going to come up in there and possibly get me fired. Because we know that there are some coaches right now that are just like every year. There's players out there there's coaches out there that are right on the cusp of being fired. I think Nick Sirianni is one of those guys. I think if the Eagles don't do something this year, I think he could be fired. I think Matt LaFleur could possibly be fired. I think Kevin O'Connell could possibly be fired. If the 49ers get their ass whipped, I think Shanahan could possibly get fired. So when I'm picking these players, I'm taking all of that into consideration. You know what I'm saying? Oh, y'all don't want Diggs back, huh?
Marcus, listen, sir. Listen. You know what? The first time was already on the cusp. The second time, sir, I told you do this once a show. You always, Mr. LaFleur. Sir, don't make fun of Green Bay Packers coaches, sir. Because last I checked, your team liked Green Bay Packers retreads. So don't even get me started, sir. Because your team would get Matt LaFleur if Homeboy don't work out. If Homeboy don't produce this year, we're going to be looking at him a certain way too. You better win the division or you better
How about this? I'm going to make a bold statement right now, Torch. You ready?
Go ahead.
If Brian Schottenheimer were to get fired, if the Cowboys were to come out and play like crap, the next head coach, there's 2 guys that would be the next head coach of the Dallas Cowboys. Are you ready?
Come on.
Christian Parker, the defensive coordinator, or Sean McDermott would be the next head coach of the Dallas Cowboys.
Wait a minute. First of all, Christian Parker, defensive coordinator. Lord have mercy.
Yeah.
Ain't that the worst part of y'all team? Wait a minute.
Well, they brought no. He just got hired. He just got hired. I'm saying if they come out, yeah. He was a former assistant behind Vic Fangio with the Eagles, who turned the Eagles defense around. He's a young whippersnapper, 30 years old. I don't think he'll get the head coach job because he's too young. He's like 32 years old. The names that would be up at the top.
I can see Sean
if Brian Schottenheimer, I'm telling y'all this early, I'm putting it on wax. I like to tell y'all things ahead of time. Y'all, Marcus, listen to what I'm saying. Who are the 2 coaches who are going to be the hot boys? We talked about this a little bit last week. Who are the 2 coaches in the next coaching cycle that are going to be the two it boys next year? Just like every year, there's two or three guys that are the it guys. The it guys. Last year it was Aaron Glenn and Ben Johnson, right? In this next coaching cycle, the next guy, the next 2 guys that will be the it boys in the next 2 will be McDermott or Mike Tomlin. Mike Tomlin's got 1 more year left on his contract. He's going to do TV this year. I told you that he wasn't coaching this year. I did say that because I was there when I said it. I did say that. I go, he's not, and he's damn sure not going to the Raiders where he's never had a losing season and going to the Raiders to go get his teeth kicked in and go 3-14. He's not going to do that because his whole shtick is never having a losing season. But the next two it boys, the next it coaches or Mike Tomlin, after his Steelers contract is over, he's going to do TV this year, Sunday Night Football, and Sean McDermott. Sean McDermott's going to sit out this year, and Sean McDermott will move to the top, especially if Mike Tomlin decides. I don't think it's written in the stars. I think that he will come back, but I don't think it's written in the stars that Mike Tomlin comes back. Mike Tomlin might end up liking TV and just sitting back and chilling, but the next coach. The next guy who's going to have his choice of wherever he wants to go, the good jobs, maybe a Packers and Matt LaFleur, Kevin O'Connell, Kyle Shanahan, or Brian Schottenheimer. He's going to be that dude who gets the call first.
Glad you had fun with the French names and everything. I'm so glad. I am so glad. Oh, Cheyenne, what's up? Oh, wait. Oh, she done got deep. She done went deep. Her comment is deep. Every time a person is raised by a Black woman, their failures are blamed on her. So she said every time a person is raised by a Black woman, their failures are blamed on her. Most single parents, male or female, raise their children with the best interests of the children in mind. How about each person be accountable for their own actions and mishaps? It's not his mother's fault that he lacks emotional intelligence. I doubt his mom taught him to mistreat women or mess with the type of women that he's attracted to. Every athlete needs to be more cautious about lifestyle and choose to live under the public's eye. Fame and fortune leads some to think they can do whatever they want, whenever they feel, without consequence. Hey, Cheyenne, you right about that. I give you a big
give her a star. She gets a star. She gets a star. She gets a star, man, for her confidence.
Gets a star for that one, definitely. I appreciate it. So now getting back to this whole situation, we got some other things to talk about real quick too. Stefon Diggs, you done got 45 minutes of the damn show.
Yeah.
Damn near, sir. Buffoon. We got some news. Marcus, I got some news for you.
What you got?
You talked about game 2. By the way, Daryl, you would love to keep hearing Marcus say LaFleur, you Packers hater, because you want the Bears so bad all of a sudden. I don't know what's up with that. But shout out to my guy, Daryl Gilliam Jr. He ain't had that same energy when Duke lost in the tournament, but we're gonna keep it there. I don't want to say your coach's last name, but nevertheless, sir. And I told you UConn was gonna bust their ass. But sir, we gotta talk about basketball real quick. The Knicks and the 76ers. By the way, I was on Tokyo Ish Tuesday last night. I gave Ron Thomas and Dennis Holmes some ish to talk about. As I said, go New York, go New York, go. With the Knicks, that's been beating, kicking AWS and taking names. You said why did the Knicks do them like that?
They did them dirty, man.
Because I'm gonna tell you why the Knicks did them. I'm gonna tell you why the Knicks did them like that. The Knicks, first and foremost, did them like that because the mindset is different this year. The mindset is they need to make the finals. They have to make the finals. They want to make the finals. They don't want the blunders that they've had in past. Jalen Brunson said it best after game 1, after they destroyed Philadelphia, who just came off a 7-game series in a series that a lot of people think that they shouldn't even have made it past. He said it's 0-0. And that's the mindset. They won that game. It's 0-0 again. And that's a great mindset to have if you're Jalen Brunson, a guy who wants to be at that next level. He's already big time to me. He's already elite to me.
Top 5? Top 5?
He's a bucket. There's so many great NBA players that top 5 seems seems
Yeah,
like a lethargic argument.
I
Marcus,
mean,
I'm serious. It really does. There is so many great players. Yes,
there's
so many
levels
great
though.
players
There's
right now.
levels
That
though.
the top five, that the top five seems lethargic
Top
to me.
10, top 10.
It's a tough conversation. Yes, Jalen Brunson is at minimum top 6, minimum, maybe
When
top.
when I
Yeah,
start
top
giving you
6.
name, because when I start giving you, when I give you names, the Wimbys, the Lucas, the Kate
See,
Cunninghams, the
he's better than K
Bancher,
Cunningham.
the Bancheros, you
Banchero
know,
nice, but he ain't better than Jalen Brunson, not yet.
the Jalen Browns, the Jason Tatum's,
Jalen Brown is nice.
you
Yes,
know, there's got
see, that's
you
why I
know,
said what I said. That's again, that's a tough conversation. But Jalen Brunson is a walking bucket. The problem is that teams haven't figured out consistently how to make him defend. You have to make Jalen Brunson defend. If you want to win against the Knicks, your first order of business is to make Jalen Brunson defend. That's the first order of business. The second order of business is to make sure Karl Anthony Towns, who I think is relatively soft, make him softer than Sharman Cotton. Okay.
yeah.
Then
He
okay.
didn't look soft against Joel Embiid the other day. He took him
And
to
again,
the wood
hold
the
on.
other day.
Well, watch this. That's funny
Okay.
that you bring up Joel Embiid because
Okay.
guess what breaking news is? Ready? You
What are
didn't
you
even
talking
know
about?
this.
Are you talking about the Jalen Brown calling him a flopper? Is that what you're
No,
talking about? Oh, okay. Okay.
no.
Okay.
Breaking news. Marcus didn't even know this, and I knew
Okay.
this while he was talking about it earlier. You know how you had that conversation about players not playing in playoffs? You remember
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
Jason Tatum. You mentioned Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
Well, guess who's not playing game 2?
Ooh.
Joel Embiid
Ooh.
will not be playing game 2
He's not
tonight.
playing tonight?
He's not playing tonight.
Oh man, that's bad news, man. That's bad news.
Look at his face.
What did they beat them by the other day? I mean, they took them to the woodshed. They curb stomped them. You know when they tell you to put your what was it, American History X, when he told him to put his damn teeth on the curb and he curb stomped his teeth into the damn to that curb stomped them.
Yeah,
That's
make you
what
bite the curb.
Yeah, put your teeth on that damn curb. And they just stepped on the back of their neck. That's what the Knicks did to the 76ers the other day. Tyrese Maxey was a non-factor, and Joel Embiid, he put up nice numbers, but big men, because there's not a lot of skilled big men in the NBA like when we were growing up back in the day, the Patrick Ewings and the Shaqs and the Alonzo Mournings and the David Robinsons and the Duncans. I don't think we have that level of big men anymore. So when they finally do play each other, the Jokers and the Embiids and the Wimbies and the Karl Anthony Townses, because they don't, we're not living in the era of the big men anymore. It seemed to me, just from my perspective, sitting there watching the game, it seemed like the Karl Anthony Towns, who you just called soft as McDonald's ice cream, it seemed like he was very motivated against Joel Embiid. That's what I noticed. I don't know if y'all noticed that, but it seemed like he really asserted himself and was, talk about assists and rebounding the ball. It seemed like Cat was on a mission for that game.
The media was on him this week.
Yeah.
Pay attention to the media. The media was on him this week.
Yeah.
That's for show, for damn show. They was on him this week. That's number one. Number two, secondly, Karl Anthony Towns, sir, you are considered one of the best versatile big men in the league. At some point, you got to turn the corner. And that's why they was on his ass this week heavily. I don't think that this situation is the same as maybe the Jason Tatum. There's people talking about the league should investigate that now, as far as Jason Tatum sitting game 7.
Yeah, they've opened up an investigation for that. And here's the thing, especially in the age that we live in now with sports gambling, okay? FanDuel and Prize Pick and all of that. And I don't want to question anybody's integrity, but when you put out a injury report and you say a guy is good, and then at tip-off time he's not playing, and people are setting up lineups and stuff like that, people don't like that shit. People who do parlays and things like that, they don't like that. So I think you have to investigate something like that. Even the suggestion of impropriety, it's not a good look. And there's a lot of people that are upset with KD. And without him, they were very inept. Without KD, the Rockets just have like no firepower. Okay. And then for Jason Tatum to do that, you're part of a 1-2 punch with yourself and Jaylen Brown. And for you not to be there in a game 7, we talked about this a little bit last week, Dre. It's not good optics, man. It's not good optics at all.
I agree. They might get swept. Daryl, you said will the Knicks win tonight? The Knicks winning tonight.
And it might get ugly. It might get ugly fast.
It might get
ugly real fast. But when you look at the depth that the Knicks have, when you look at was Anunoby, is that his name? Anunoby
and Anunoby
and we just talked a little bit about Brunson. I don't know, man. It just seems like it's basically for Philadelphia. It's Tyrese Maxey or bust, bro. It's Tyrese Maxey or bust. So you're kind of going into a gunfight, pardon the analogy. You're going into a gunfight short-handed, man. So I think this would get ugly really fast. I think this will get ugly real fast. The Knicks are battle-tested, and it seems like they're on a mission. And I think it would behoove, but I'm going to put this out there early, Torch. It would behoove whoever's coming out the East, you better get your series over with fast. Because I just believe off the top that the Western Conference, whoever emerges from the West, whoever that may be, and I think the front runners right now would probably be between the Spurs and OKC, who we'll talk about here in a minute. I don't think any team from the East is messing with either the Spurs or the Thunder. The Thunder are a well-oiled machine. The Lakers stuck around yesterday, and there's just like the Lakers stuck around a little bit, and then the fourth quarter, the Thunder just took off, and SGA didn't have that great of a game. He didn't have that great of a game, and you got so many weapons over there. It's like, damn, SGA's not even having an all-world game, and you got all these other pieces. When you look at their depth, they're a problem, man. And then you of course the Spurs, Wemby and Castle and Champagnie, and I mean, it's just like, damn, dude, these guys, Vassell. They got so many weapons over there, man. So it would behoove whoever would come out of the East. It would behoove you to get those series over with as quick as possible. You don't need to be going to 7-game series in every round. You need to have a couple of series that's 4-0, 3-1, 4-1, 4-0. You need to get them guys up out of there, man.
I'll tell you this real quick, something to watch for. You mentioned SGA before I go. SGA had one game in the last 114 games where he didn't score 20 or more points. It was one game in 114 games. Do you know how many under 20-point games he's had in 28 playoff games?
I'm sure not too many.
He's had 4.
His baseline last night, his goblin last night was 24 and a half points.
And he only scored 18 last night. That's something to watch out for, though.
Yeah.
Watch out for the fact that SGA, them under 20-point games, when you got to be at full strength and you're playing a team like San Antonio coming up, Western Conference Final, which is most likely what it's going to look like, I think the Lakers is getting swept. There is no report on when Luka Doncic is coming back. No report whatsoever. Mm-hmm. LeBron is 41. He scored 27 and they got beat by 18. I'm telling you now, this is going to be a sweep.
Yeah.
If not a gentleman's sweep.
Yeah.
So the Spurs may be coming, depending on. Hold on.
The Spurs the Spurs lost the first game, so that's not
right. It's not written in the stars that the Spurs even make it past Minnesota, because Minnesota definitely won game one. They definitely won game one, and Ant only had 18 points. I mean, Wemby's got to be better offensively. They literally had 11 points, 15 rebounds, and Wemby had 12 blocks, and they still lost.
Yeah, he had a triple last night, but I think in this particular series,
triple double, sir.
He needs to. He had a triple. Yeah, triple double.
There's no such thing.
I'm sorry. When I said triple double, he had a triple double.
Yeah, 100 points, 100 rebounds, 100 assists.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
That happened. That had never happened. That would be like asking Austin Powers' father to show up in the movie.
Yeah, that's Wilt Chamberlain with 100 points. But I think in this particular series, I think sometimes Wemby, he's more concerned on the defensive side, blocking shots or whatnot. I think in this particular series here, look, I like Castle, I like Champagnie, I like Vassell. I think in this particular series, especially when you look at going head to head with Rudy Gobert, I think in this particular series, he needs to lean more on the offensive side. I think they need more offensive production from 11 points. He should never have 11 points, just 11 points. So we'll see what happens.
By the way, he missed
and look, when your shot's not falling like that, you're 7'4", bro. You're 7'4". And look, I know it's cute. You got a 7'4" guy standing on the perimeter, lobbing threes. That's cute, but what's at stake right now? It's going on to the Western Conference Finals. I need you to pound the paint, and I need you to score the basketball. I don't need having the blocks and assists and all that. That's great. I need you to score the basketball in this particular series, especially going man to man against Rudy Gobert in this particular series with the matchup there. So we'll see what happens, man. Dre, I know you got to get ready to get up out of here. I told y'all, when this show started that Dre, this isn't our normal time doing the show. Dre, I know you got to get over to the hockey rink and go get ready. There's history being made, with the Buffalo Sabres. I know y'all are happy. The big brother of Buffalo, the big brother of Buffalo sports, is having a game tonight. Oh, they don't like that. They don't like that, Dre. They don't like that. They don't like that, huh?
I'm saying that.
They don't like that shit. But we want to get this show in. It should be up on YouTube. If y'all missed any part of it, man, go back and check it out. We'll have some reels on here for you. Dwayne Woodley, shout out to him. He put up some reels earlier from a show that we did last week. He put up a reel for that. Did you see that, Dre? Did you see that? So he'll chop up some of these. Make sure y'all check those out. Like and share those. Make sure y'all come back on here next week, World Class Wednesday. And we appreciate all the support and love and everybody who comes through and chops it up with us. We appreciate you. We do this for you, and we appreciate it. It doesn't go unnoticed, okay? So y'all have a good one. Dre, last words? I can't hear you, fam.
I said, look at this goofy. He can't even focus. Look at the video. Look at him. Look at this. Look at this. Somebody look at this.
That's what got you in trouble right there. Looking at them BBLs. Looking at them BBLs, man. Focus. Hey, focus. Focus, man. You ain't got enough. That right there is why
Goofy.
all of your contracts going forward are 1 year prove-its. All of them for the rest of your career, 1 year proven and send them blatant deals. That's what it is. So that hey, it is what it is. Y'all have a good one, Dre. Have fun at the game. I know you're going to be going live and posting up videos and that. I'll poke my head up in there. I'm about to watch these basketball games, man. But much love to all y'all. We about to get up out of here. Y'all know what it is, man.
You know I'm gonna put out all that content. You know that content is getting put out tonight. By the way, I'm waiting for them 2 words.
See ya.